Okay, folks, welcome back. And we're back over here on the other side, on the painting side, this evening. Got the A13 still over there on the other side. Let's get the super readers out, and I'm going to do a little exercise because I'm looking at my my items here. We've got one of the Stewarts that's complete, and then we got an M3 half track. And I know that M3 half track's got to carry a lot of people, but man, it looks awful big. And I think I scaled this one time, and it was pretty close to 1/72nd scale. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do that, and just see if that is accurate. Okay, this engineering scale should work fine. This engineering scale should work fine. So I'm going to go. And I'm going to find the dimensions of this Stewart, okay, length in particular, and just see how close it is to 1/72nd. And I'm going to do the same thing with the length of this M3 half track and compare. All right, so I'm going to go through M5A1 tank dimensions. Combat weight. Length with sand shields and rear stowage box. Okay. So 190.5 inches. Let's see if I could do this conversion correctly. All right. So that's fine. Decimal inches is fine. Engineering scale. We're going to look at the length here, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. It's actually probably easier that's engineering scale. So it's 2.3 inches. Okay? So 2.3 times 72 should give me something close to 190. Okay? 2.3 times 72. Width is 1.2. 1.2 times 72. 86.4. And this is 90 inches. So maybe this is actually a little smaller than 1/72nd scale. Or these dimensions are off. M3 A1 half track dimensions. Is 20.3 inches long. So it's okay. So if we're going to do length, see, the problem is I don't know if it's going to include this thing on the top or not. Okay, so let's just do it's 20.25 feet long. It's 7.3 wide. I don't care about the height. Okay. So if we turn this into inches, we're going to do 20.5 feet times 12. It's 246 inches. And the 7.3 times 12 is, call it 88 inches wide. All right. So if I take 88 and divide it by 72, it should be 1.22 inches wide. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. And lengthwise, it should be 246 divided by 12. No, 246 divided by 246 divided by 72. There we go. 3.41 inches long. Well, it depends on where you measure it here. If you go from the bumper, I think this is pretty close to 1/72nd scale. I'm honestly surprised. Maybe the Stewart's a little on the small side. I never thought about that being a possibility. Maybe Stewie's a little small. Well, regardless, if it would have been off a little bit, we're still going to paint them. Yeah, this is a pretty luxurious vehicle to be traveling around in. Okay, let's move these guys off to the side. And we have these vehicles that we did the wash on. This is the 3 M3A1 half tracks, which are all from Corgi. And the 105 Sherman from Fujimi. Fujimi! From Fujimi. And we've already given these the base color of olive drab here, and we did a wash of strong tone. So now we're going to dry brushing on top of it. And it actually looks pretty darn good just now the way it is. But we'll be messing with it. I picked these up at the store at the Stoy Tour. Yes, at the Stoy Tour. 30 years ago, probably. Hello, Nordic. Goodbye, Nordic. I hope you don't have your headache today. Good thing headaches aren't contagious. Okay, I was about to take my glasses off. Nope, that would not have the desired effect. We need the glasses for this. So we're just going to come in here and we're going to dry brush over it. So I don't know how good the Plastic Soldier Company half-track sets are, but I won't be buying any. I've got these 3. I think I've got enough with just 3 half-tracks. That's 36 soldiers that can come pouring out of those 3 half-tracks. I actually reached out last couple days to a group. There was a group way back when in the mid-90s where I used to work at the hobby store, We had a hobby group that would meet once a month, and that was in the mid '90s. Last time I went, and I guess they had still been meeting somewhere else. They'd been moving around like a pair of gypsies from place to place, and I don't think they had a. They kind of took a breather after COVID and after the COVID debacle. And I saw they had a Facebook page, and I reached out to them, and I was like, "Hey, you guys still meeting? I used to be a member way back when, but I'm not interested in doing any IPMS stuff. I just wouldn't mind hanging out with folks that may be fun to talk, to talk building models with." I don't want to be groomed to do IPMS stuff, and I don't want to do any tournament shit. I say, yeah, come on by. So we'll see. We may try that next month. I just missed it, of course. It was Tuesday of this week. Figures. Maybe I'll remember. They're probably going to poo-poo the stuff I do because it's 1/72nd scale armor, and real men do 1/35th scale. Yeah, okay. Well, you don't do nothing with it. You just sit there in the display case. I've been there. I told you I don't really like gamers. I might find out I actually really don't like modelers either. Be some people that hopefully don't mind having fun. All right. Some of these die-cast models actually have pretty good detail in and of themselves. You just have to paint it in a way that it pops out. What time is it? Yeah. Man, I haven't seen old Rick in a few days. I think he's been busy doing stuff. Busy gaming. I'll have to remember to ask him something. There's something I've been wanting to ask him. Yeah, well, three of these half tracks, that's 36 guys that can pour out of there. That's plenty. That's plenty of stuff. That's plenty of folks. I don't think this is an unattractive vehicle. It's kind of, yeah, it might actually be more attractive than a Sherman. It's not an unattractive vehicle. I think the German half tracks are better looking. The German half tracks had better armor. I'm sure they were probably over engineered like a lot of things. Why is no one talking? I don't know. Maybe everybody's Chinese. They don't understand. I don't know. It's been kind of dormant the last couple of days. I was saying that I haven't seen Rick in a week or so. I got a question for him related to role playing games, of all things. I see you recovered from your headache. I hope. I'd pretty much rather have anything other than having a headache. I'd rather have anything I've already had other than a headache. Let's put it that way. I'm sure there's much worse things that I haven't had yet, but there's Rick. You lurk a lot. So I have a question for you. So a couple of months ago, about 2 months ago, actually it was just before Christmas, just before Christmas, and I had read some reviews about it, and I wanted to get a new game, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pick up this game everybody's been raving about. Bad head congestion's not a headache, and you're not recovered. Is that due to the weather? So, want to get a game, video game on Xbox, and it's rare you come across something that just about everybody has a positive experience with. Oh, it's great. It's the best thing since sliced bread, yada, yada, yada. But I'm like, all right, I played one version of it. I don't know which version I played, and I enjoyed it. Let me go ahead and give this one a shot. What game is this? Baldur's Gate. And I immediately noticed that lots of people like to play kind of games I don't like to play. So, if you've played it, or if you haven't played it, right off the bat, the plot is stupid. It is beyond fucking stupid. It is definitely catered for people that do not want to be a human. Because there's like freaking humans and like half demon things they're misunderstood, but they're supposedly good, but they look like demonic creatures, and there's multiple planes and the devil. It is just a basic, it is a shit show. But the game's really pretty, but it also has very, very, very limited, the game of custom genitalia, yes. Well, I created a girl, so, and I got her looking about as attractive as I could, and I'm pretty happy with how she turned out. But she hasn't taken off her clothes yet. But the problem with the game is it has very limited replayability. Because unlike, say, State of Decay, my zombie game that I like to play, where you find other people amongst your travels, it's random who you get. In this game, you can build a party, but there's set characters already. Like, you're going to encounter Frank, and Frank is a thief. And then, Frank's not really in there. I'm just kind of using it as an example. And that's how he is. He looks a certain way. That's just how he's going to be. And you can encounter like 6 different characters, but you can only have a total of 4 people in your party. And it's just like, you got one character that's basically, I think, is like a freaking vampire thief or whatever, rogue type thing. Another guy is like a wizard that is a klepto wizard. The other one is like some kind of like priestess, cleric girl who's got something going on behind the scenes, and I don't really know what her side hustle is. And then you've got this one character who's like a half orc or whatever, and she looks like She Hulk, except really unattractive. And I'm like, I just can't get into this game. I just can't get into this game. And there must be a lot of people, because I'm telling you, I am definitely the exception. Um, if you asked 100 people, 97% love the game. It's just not my kind of gameplay. It's really, it takes forever. I mean, you're like, oh, I got 4 hours to kill. Oh, it's like gone in like 15 minutes. It's like, there's just so much micromanaging to do. Yeah, all the characters are fixed. Like your character, you can do whatever you want with it, but that's the only one you can customize. You know, so yeah, it's really pretty. But they're just all kinds of, I mean, I played World of Warcraft, even way back when. World of Warcraft was too, like, weird. You've got, like, these little, who would want to play one of them little halfling things? Like, come on, man. Don't you want to play somebody that's better than you in a game? Not just some little shrimp, you know? It just seems like it's really limited availability. And the storyline is just garbage. You get captured by these mind flayers and they put this thing in your head and you've got to solve it. Otherwise, you're going to turn into one of them. And the mind flayers were running away from the people on the normal plane and they went and they were demon hunting. And the next thing you know, they're going through plains of hell. So they brought some. I'm like, geez, man. Whatever happened to like keep on the Borderlands and shit like that, man? You got like all kinds of stuff going on, you know? So, yeah, there's definitely a lack of humans in the game. What are they? Tieflings or Tafelings or something like that? They're like, they're like half demon, half human or whatever, and they're misunderstood. And yeah. I discriminate. I don't want to make. I don't want to make friends with these other so called make believe races on in those type of role playing games. And really, that is what races are. Races are elves, dwarves, that kind of stuff. Not just oh, that guy has a different color of skin. He's a different race. That's bullshit. We're all human. But these the guys got freaking horns or pointy ears or shit like that. Never buy anything related to Wizard of the Coast. You may as well just flush your money down the toilet. That's exactly why my human hating friend loves BG1, I think. Modern Dungeons and Dragons is all about the exotic and not the being human and being a superhero. I just want to kill. I don't know. Anyhow, the storyline is just bunk. It's really well done, but it is kind of some of the stuff in it is kind of interesting. Like you've got to like, roll against something and you get a dice, and you get to roll a dice supposedly, and you can add modifiers and stuff to it. So there's some elements of it that I like, but it's really not for me. And then I played the whatever the game you guys play online, Elder Scrolls or whatever, and it was crap too, you know. Human hating friend. You should have him jump off a cliff. Have you told him they're stuck being a human in this life the whole time? Oh, I identify as a walrus. Okay. Well, that explains why you look that way. Chumley. I just don't understand a human hating humans. I just don't get it. I gave it a shot. What the fuck? I liked the one that I had. Shit happens. Embarrassed of being a human. Are there really going to be people like that? If we ever encounter aliens, are there people that are immediately going to bow down to the aliens and like get their own species enslaved? Not me. I'll kill every fucking alien. Let's go. Let's go. Humans first. Your head is still bugging me tomorrow. I'm going to call and make a doctor's appointment. I feel my ears are congested. Yes, it's my head cold. Before they went woke, I don't know. Maybe they've always been woke. Like I said, I'm actually all right with accepting new things. What I'm not all right with is you have to accept new things, and by the way, everything in a Norman Rockwell painting offends me. No, fuck you. Okay? I'm fine opening up to, to more people having rights and stuff like that, but not, oh, the old's got to go away because it's offensive. These people that are like, and I used to live in a neighborhood with them. It's like, oh, well, everything goes except the American flag flying from that guy's house. That offends me. That kind of shit. It's like, sorry, I'm not going to take your side then, pal. You know? Go fly a kite up your own ass. Use lots of twine. Okay. That one's done, and now Shermie. You didn't have one of your human-hating friends play Dicey Depth. That's what you should do. Dicey Depths, you can only play humans. And that way, that human-hating person can't play the game. Suck on that mango. Make a trip over here for game night. You live in the middle of nowhere. You're flyover. You're like the capital of flyover country. Only humans can be fighters. Clerics, magic users, and thieves. Everything else is a race. Everything is else is a race, is class. I don't know what you're. No comprende. It never occurs to me to play a race other than human. It just doesn't occur to me, you know? Um, First of all, if I'm playing one of those games, there's a good chance I'll play a female character. Because, you know, if you're going to look at your character, you might as well look at a girl. And there's no other race that's more attractive than humans to me. Sorry, not into bestiality. Sorry to disappoint you. Should be grandfathered into both items on account of being the official hype guy of Tony's show. Oh, I see what you mean. If you play an elf, that's your class. If you play a dwarf, that's your class. Okay, so all elves are the same. So they're like animals, right? Only humans have trades. All the other guys are just animals. All right. It never would occur to me to play somebody other than a human. Why would you want to? Some people want to play a pink narwhal that identifies as a tree, you know? Well, elves are all both a fighting class type and a magic user using class. Dwarves just better fighters. Maybe their parents shamed them into be humans being bad. Sure, there's bad humans out there. Doesn't mean you gotta be one of them. Doesn't even mean you gotta be friends with any of the ones that are bad. If you're not gonna be allies with other humans, who the hell are you gonna be an ally with? A big cat who will decide to eat you? Yeah, but that is, they made a big deal out of choosing your genitalia, and I've played the game a fair amount. It hasn't come up yet where that's, you know, where I had to do some kind of fancy dance or something like that, you know? Sometimes humans are flat out boring. Don't be a flat out boring human. Don't be a boring ass human. Nope, not buff. Dark sand. Don't be a boring ass human. Don't be like that freaking movie that came out. It's probably been 2 decades. That freaking everybody couldn't stop talking about it. And I watched like 20 minutes of it, and I'm like, everybody must be on drugs because this makes no sense. Napoleon Dynamite. What the hell's wrong with you? I'm tired of comedy being supposedly funny because it has a lot of awkward pauses. No, no, that's not for me. A boring human reminded me of him with his mouth open, waiting to drool. Don't be a boring human. But let me ask you this: if you were in a role playing game setting and a guy showed up to play, I mean, it could be a girl too, that happened to be a midget in real life or a little person or whatever they're called, would they want to play a halfling, or you think they actually want to play somebody tall? That's a good question. Would a dwarf in real life want to play a dwarf? What I'm almost never interested in playing in is Wizards. I'm not a big fan of Magic. What time is it? 9:10. Would someone who doesn't bathe in real life also stink in the game? Yes, absolutely. I can't believe there's people that don't bathe. I got to shower every day, man. I can't stand going to sleep dirty. That's ridiculous. Nasty. They probably don't change your sheets either. Got sheets that walk by themselves. Crustacean sheets. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a beverage. Okay, so next we got to do the tracks and stuff. Oh, I didn't. I don't think I did the lighter color on Shermie. You ever had to kick somebody out of your room, out of your house because they stank? I kind of hope the next time it happens at a convention, I'll just turn my camera on and start filming them. Hey, why do you freaking stink so much? No kickouts, thankfully, I associate with people who wouldn't need to be. I've kicked a few people out of my gaming area at a gaming store because they stank. If I get a whiff of someone in public place, they're definitely not getting an invitation. Yeah. Nobody should smell like BO. It's not like, well, they don't make deodorant in my size. You stank. I hardly let someone who eats ketchup, let alone BO. There you go. No ketchup eaters. Ketchup eaters that don't eat tomatoes. We don't like the texture. It's a tomato. What's wrong with it? Well, maybe that's why your head's congested. No more ketchup. You don't allow it in your house. That's great. That's a good rule. I wish I could do that here. Sorry, no ketchup. Do they make ketchup with seeds in it? That would be. There you go. That'd cure you from eating that. I'll work on that for you. Whew. All right. So we're gonna have to paint the clear coat stuff. Oh, you know what? Let's not screw up like we did like we've been trying to do lately, and forget to do some other stuff on here. Ketchup with seeds like orange juice with pulp. You don't like orange juice with pulp? I rarely drink orange juice, but I like it with pulp. Ketchup phobia. It's not a phobia. It stinks. It smells nasty. I think it's the white vinegar and the sugar together. You don't drink OJ with pulp. Well, you're in the majority. As long as you eat tomatoes. And Nordic can't eat them because of a health issue. That one doesn't count. But I'm just like, pussy reasons not to eat tomatoes. You know. I had I had tomatoes at frickin' dinner time. I had it on a sandwich. Okay, let's do these L scratches. What do I use if not ketchup on what? On fries? Nothing. I don't really eat. I don't eat nothing with fries. I like cocktail sauce a lot, actually. Don't really have fries very often. Cocktail peanuts. I'd say I'd eat them for you, but I'm not really a fan. Um, I don't hate them. I'm just not really a fan of them. You talking about the ones that have like the little bits of skin left? I don't really like those. Those. I rarely have orange juice. It's all sugar. I don't need any more of that. That doesn't mean I don't like it. I just say that, I don't need that. Let's just give some things underneath it may show up when you do the next weathering dry brush. So the surface isn't a complete color of just like one color. Give it a little bit of interest. What's the one thing that you're not allergic to that if you were allergic to it would suck? It could be something really basic, like if I couldn't have olive oil. No, that would be terrible. Don't take my olive oil away. Lactose intolerance? I could live with that. Cheese. Cheese would be the thing. Man, I love cheese. Peanut butter allergy, because you like peanut butter. Well, aren't peanuts really a legume? Honey triggers migraine. Huh. It's relatively, well, no, actually, it might not be easy to avoid. But they have it in a lot of stuff. Like if you're allergic to like corn, you're screwed. I ran into a, we ran into a one of our cruises many years ago. We ran into a lady who was allergic to garlic. Yeah, she had fun eating a salad with no dressing. They put freaking garlic in everything. Even though you don't even know. I mean, you got something like, what are those things called? Wheat thins. Those wheat thin crackers, I bet they got garlic in them. They may not have much. But they put that garlic everywhere, just like they put corn and everything. Onions, saying I took a half gallon of milk in a single sitting. I don't um I don't ever drink milk unless it's with cereal. I would never go and like drink milk because milk makes me thirsty. So why would I drink something that makes me thirsty? That doesn't mean I dislike milk. It just means I don't ever drink milk unless it's with cereal. And the problem with cereal is I don't care how big the box is, it's one serving. You know, because you get a bowl, you fill the whole fucking bowl like you can't get anything else in there, right? And you pour milk, and then you're out of, then you have too much milk, not enough cereal, so you got to put more cereal on it. And then you're working your way down. Now you don't have enough milk, and it's you know, so it just ends up being one freaking serving. You know, what kind of milk do you drink? Don't tell me you drink whole milk. We buy the fat-free one, and sometimes they'll be like, they only had 1% or 2%, and it's like, holy crap, it tastes wonderful. But I never think about having milk. I certainly don't drink it. 2%'s your go-to. Okay. What's whole milk then? 4, 5%. I was having to put creamer in my coffee because I was getting too much acid built up, but I think I worked that way down. Now I can go back to just drinking coffee black. But you know, it tastes better with creamer, but you know, you need to cut corners where you can. You know what? The one I like is when my wife is making something that desserts is freaking condensed milk. Man, I licked that freaking can clean. There ain't none of that shit left. That stuff's amazing. And she actually knew a friend of hers who would have cornflakes with condensed milk poured over it, drizzled over it. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. It also sounds like you need a nap after that. Liquid donuts. I remember when I tried buttermilk for the first time. I said, "Oh, this ought to be awesome. This ought to taste like condensed milk." The hell it does. The most misnamed. You know, some of the most misnamed things ever are freaking buttermilk and the Virgin Islands. You missed something. Last you saw, I was working on the A13. Yep, I need to finish these guys up before I finish the A13. Yeah, I wanted to finish it last night, but I was falling asleep. Kind of how I am now. Falling asleep. We're going to look at some pictures of these M4A3s, M3A1s, M4A3s, geez. M3A1s and find out where the common location of the of the stuff is so we can put the clear coat on it. I know the hood is one of them. I think the back door is also another location. Just for stars and stuff like that. M3A1 half track. Half end tracking. Oh, they got a star on the side. Okay, that's cool. Or they can have a star on the side. Yep. The USA writing's up here at the front. All right. Oh, I do have more American vehicles. I got some mortar. I got some of these with a mortar in them. I want to say I got two of them, which is about one more than I need. All right, what about the back? Yep, there it is. There it is on the back. Thanks for posting photos on Facebook. Photos show your painting skills so clear. Yeah, this dumbs down all the photos. I could zoom in. It just looks grainy as shit. Okay, so we're gonna do some on the top. We're gonna do some in the middle and the back door, and let's do that on all these particular vehicles. The Shermans, we're just going to let's do M4, M4 105 millimeter Sherman. See if they have the decals in any different places. Oh. And I have an M3 white scout car, but it's going to be Soviet. It's going to be Soviet. All right, let's get the magic sealer here. So when the 50 caliber is mounted on a post in the middle of the half track, is that for AA purposes? Yeah, and other stuff. You know, like you just mount some guys because you want to go take some house, and the guy stays here with the 50 suppressing the house while you outflank with your, you split your squad into 2 or 3 groups, outflank the house, and this guy provides cover on it. Probably a yawn. Could have made like a camel sound. I got a buddy of mine who makes camel sound just like a camel. Which sounds like a snore belch. Like it's snoring and belching at the same time. Something. Okay. Let's get this out of the way. This is running interference here. All right, we're going to do one in the middle. Back door. Middle here. And the center. Good. Same thing. We don't have to use all the spots. But these are the potential locations for the decals. And Shermie here. And then we gotta let those guys dry. I should have, unless I spill this, I should never have to buy this again in my whole life. This stuff goes a very long way. And if I spill it, we got a mess. We got a mess on our hands. We got a mess on our hands for sure. All right, I guess let's paint the wheels, the tires. Imagine being allergic to bread. Wow. That would be bad. Where is that? All the way up here? No, I can't reach that. Well, I'm going to have visitors this weekend, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to do any live shows. We will see. I'd like to. I'd like to, but what I really dislike when people come over and stay with us and they show up on a work day. I got to go to work, but yet they're sitting in my house. What allergy did you say? Allergic to bread. Bread would be bad. I'm surprised nobody said meat, because I could live without meat. I mean, I like the taste of it, but you know, I could mess up some other stuff for sure. $8 when it was on sale. People still play that game? Actually, I don't know which version it is. It might be a new version that just came out. I just don't like the one that I played. Gluten. I may actually have a minor one, but it's nothing. It's nothing that I need to change how I'm eating over it. Go fishing in a game. You could go fishing in real life. Okay, well, I know it's only 9:30, and I've been on here just over an hour, but man, I'm falling asleep. So I'm gonna have to cut this one off. Cut this one off. Yipe. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. But this is what we're gonna finish up these half tracks first, and the Sherman, and then we can go do some smooth sailing. Okay, folks. See you on the next one.